time. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. No, 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 no. The world won't get no better.
Welcome to Truth Forum, a forum to discuss truth in the friendly surrounding like we do at home at the kitchen table. I'm your host, Dr. Smith. I do have the rights and the license to perform the notes and the lyrics, licensed by BMI. I will lead compelling, relatable, honest conversations. My guests will range from community leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, real people whose stories will touch and inspire you. We will have discussions that will center around real stories of personal struggles, amazing, triumphant, compelling topics in the news, pop culture that will capture our city, nation's attention. If you'd like to be a guest at the kitchen table, you can call us at 269-282-1490. Email us at kingdombuildersworldwide2@gmail.com. My vision is to catalyze, energize, and bring people together. There will be no network unless we know who we are, so that we're in the network, and then we will have the power. Reawakening African people, that's what I intend to do. Also to help us take our place in the world alongside everyone else. That's what they did in Africa. They would sit down every night and share the story, so they will begin to pass down knowledge and wisdom and information. And that's what we're doing today. It's storytelling time. It's our obligation as a leader, as an entrepreneur, to share the story. Before I introduce my guests, I'd like to thank my producers, Tiffany Smith, Ronnie Hoyt, Carl English, Mike Campbell, my son, Facebook Live, Chanel McKinney, Kara Bowden, co-host DJ Jones, and my guests Michael Gordon and Antonio Tony Richardson. Put your hands together. Boy. You know, I did it again. I continue to. And she's a longtime member of this church, a good friend, and I just keep saying the name wrong. It is Chanel McClinney. Forgive me. Kenny Cork's daughter, Breezy. Okay, y'all. Hey, we are so happy today, man. Hey, I'm just glad to have you here, brother.
Right, man.
Yes, ma'am.
Glad to be here.
Mitchell Gordon. Okay, we're going to get the names right. I'm just glad to have these positive brothers here, Mitchell Gordon and Tony Richardson. DJ, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, Bishop.
Ready for this new change of the season?
Yep, ready to do it.
So it's supposed to have some snow, they say.
Supposed to be coming tonight.
Tonight?
Yep.
All right, well, y'all, look, we got some entrepreneurs here today, and we're going to talk about some other things, but the name of their company is called Phase One Barbershop, but they're not just limited to being entrepreneurs. We're going to just kind of talk to these brothers, get a little bit of knowledge about who they are, and then they're going to share some knowledge with you all and just do some things. Now, the first thing I got to do is, because I pay attention, I noticed that Mitchell Gordon, you do not have a Facebook page. So I couldn't look you up. Mm-hmm. I did look at my man, Tony. And so, Tony, I want you to speak on this, man. I saw this on your Facebook page. Mm-hmm. I saw this. And I want to know, I want you to break that down. Now, the court don't say that, but right. Because we are, I love to hear people who, because we are part of a church, but I love to hear people who have a perception, because I think sometimes the church can come off wrong. And those who are part of Kingdom Builders, you all know we deal with a holistic thing. And this good brother said people will be praising the Lord on Sunday, and then Monday they're kind of somewhere else. What you mean by that? I like that. I want to know what you mean by that.
I mean, people just, when I said, that's why I said just stay strong. That's basically what I was saying by that. Was just stay strong with throughout the week. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I shouldn't say, you know what I'm saying.
You good because I like people who express. I like people who express themselves because what you're doing is you're noticing, and if church people should be an example, then I think they should be held accountable. At the same time, we're supposed to be role models, and so church people, of course, y'all, as y'all know in service, we don't want to say religion because we don't really practice religion, but if we have this faith, we should demonstrate it all 7 days in a week. So I actually was kind of admiring what you said. I just wanted you to share your outside perspective when you think about on Sunday we happy and then on Monday we back depressed. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. And I want to know, that's not why we're here. But
I just think it's easy to do. That's
okay. Okay.
So that's why I said stay strong. Throughout the week. Okay,
and of course everybody didn't say that. That's just me and your conversation. Just me and your conversation. So today, y'all, we're gonna talk about a couple things, and I always do research before I bring on my guests to know something about them, and before I introduce them, and they're gonna tell us who they are. I want everybody to know during the 19th century, black-owned barbershops had mostly prominent white clientele. It was difficult for a black man to approach a black barber for a shave, a haircut, using the same instruments he used on white customers, even in the North. And some of y'all understand that, how they have the little, we'll be honest about it, if I'm gonna get my hair cut and I see a guy in front of me, and if he got like stuff in his head, I may want him to, okay, let's move on. So this was just, but the shops were run by either slaves or waiting men or by freemen and were competition for white barbers. I'm giving y'all this history just for a reason. The rationale used by the black barber were considered economic, and it was a necessity as long as the white men continued to patron the black barbers. So there was a major time when white people did get their hair cut by black people. And it gave them a chance to be a middle-class household or even not be out in the field. The profession was also attractive to black barbers because the condition of working inside were much better than the fields or back-breaking labor. Now, after the emancipation, the black-owned barbershops were open to serve the black clientele. That was the beginning of the barbershop as a sanctuary for black men. So, again, before we even get into them and hear about them, barbershops were considered to be a sanctuary. It was a place for people to just come together and to dialogue and to talk. And then it says, unfortunately, the number of black barbershops began to decline with a demand for formally trained barbers, and then they had state laws and the cosmetology and all that good stuff. I want to ask you to tell me about who you are and tell me what made you go into that profession. I'm going to let y'all piggyback off of each other since y'all must be connected, y'all partners. I'm going to let y'all respond instead of me saying you. Y'all piggyback off of that.
Our story is this. We used to work together out in the fort, and it started slowing down out there a little bit. So I had always cut, but just like my sons. And so me and Mitch was working together, kind of coaxed him into going to barber school, because while it was slowing down out there, I picked up going to barber school. Took some coaxing, but I got him to go, and we just had a plan, and that's what we did.
Fort Custer, where at? Which one?
Denzo.
So you was at Denzo, and you got tired of working at Denzo.
Tired.
And you had, and this is no attack on anybody who stayed at Denzo, but I'm admiring the spirit of entrepreneurship. Sometimes that spirit of entrepreneurship is, because no doubt he probably took a chance. You got Tommy, we had Denny, y'all don't remember Sam, y'all don't remember Dickerson. Can you go back in front of that, Butter? Okay, see, I go way back. And so then here come a competition. And it shouldn't be a competition, but that's just a reality. So did y'all actually quit permanently, or y'all was doing part-time?
No, I was going to school part-time and working full-time. So like I start my day I'll be at school from 9 to 1, then I would have to be at work from 2:30 to midnight. And then
Okay.
I did that
Same way with
for
you?
2 years. It
For 2 years.
Yeah, it took 20 months because I was going part-time.
My man.
I was working full time and going to school part time as well, but for me, I got laid off in the middle of it. So while I was going part time for barber school, I ended up turning around and going full time so I can get done quicker. So it all ended up basically working itself out to where we finished. He started 3 to 6 months earlier than me, and I ended up getting done, like I say, a month or so before him. So it kind of sped up and worked out right on time. So when stuff like that works out, you know it's meant to be.
So where do you go get your training at here in Battle Creek? I didn't know there was a
Kalamazoo.
There's a school in Kalamazoo to get your license.
West Michigan College of Barbering and Beauty.
Okay,
It's on
okay.
West.
Western
Okay, okay.
Actually, our instructor used to work with Denny, Mr. E. You know, Richard Evans.
Richard Evans. Okay, okay, okay.
That was our instructor.
So there is a barber school 18 miles from here, and everybody who get their certificates or whatever have to go to Kalamazoo.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Or you can go to Lansing. It's a couple of different places. It's up to you, though.
Okay. So then y'all went full time in hair. Now I should know this, and I apologize. I don't know. Where's your shop located?
160 North Washington, kitty corner to the fire station on Washington, Manchester and Washington.
Right next to the health center.
Across from Stars and Stripes Daycare, right by Grace Health.
So that's not the one that used to be the end of ACP building?
No. We share. We in a building with.
Used to be a dentist's
Yeah, it used to be
office.
a dentist office back in the day.
So it's that street right next to the street that runs right across from the fire station. It's right there.
It's still Manchester.
And kitty corner from the fire
Okay,
station. It's a
okay.
white building.
Yep,
Yeah,
Deborah
that white
Malone.
building,
She has
Deborah.
a salon there.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So how long y'all been open on your own?
December 1st, 2009.
Really? Okay, okay. So while we were, this young man says he remembered me when we were all younger, but he sent me a message, which I was actually extremely impressed. I'm not here to try to validate anybody, but it made me feel good because he's figuring out, well, you know, how can I use our shop to maybe register people? That was, I thought, was real commendable. And what made you think about that? What made you say, let me contact Bishop Smith so I can maybe get some of these young brothers to get registered to vote? What made you think of that?
Because we got Trump for one.
Okay.
But yeah, I just figured we gotta, you know, we in contact with a lot of young people, so just hearing some of the stuff they say, some of the stuff they talk about, just not really being in touch with what's going on. Figured if we seeing them and we talking to them about it every day, then we can at least, you know, provide at least the applications or, you know, something they can fill out. Because back, I remember when Obama's first won, Tony Walker was going around getting a lot of people registered.
Yes.
So I just figured since we're right there, it just makes sense.
So you have a conscience. I mean, you obviously something inside you to even. I mean, you could just be worried about just doing fades or whatever we do now, shags or bar hair, what we do now. I don't know what we do now.
We do a lot.
But the fact that you was that conscious, I thought was huge, man. And so now tell me a little bit about you, Tony, and then tell me a little bit about you, whatever you want to share. Tell me something about you.
If we could speak up a little bit too.
Born and raised.
Yeah, they all got that cool voice. We don't need y'all to get that Hollywood voice. Y'all got that cool voice. Can you give the mic up? Because they suave, they cool. Facebook is cool.
Yeah.
Facebook is cool. All right, go ahead, man.
Born and raised in Battle Creek. Got 4 kids. Got 5 grandkids. What else? Got a wife. Been married since '95. That was a big part of being able to go to barber school, just having a good support system and being able, because it ain't easy to quit. I was a sub leader at Denzel, so I was making $22 an hour. So
Okay.
it was a lot to quit.
Yes, sir.
And jump out there when it's other barbershops.
Yes,
But
sir.
We just had a plan.
Okay.
And I ended up, like I said, he seemed like a pretty good cat. So,
Okay.
because we just met while working at Denzo.
Is that how it went?
Yeah.
Okay.
We was kind of.
What's the age difference?
I got 10 years on him.
Okay. Okay.
But we actually, the part about working at Denzo, we were actually in a management position. So he was working for a third shift, a third party sorting company, but he was like he was the team lead of that, and I was in charge of the quality engineering of the warehouse. So I kind of actually pulled him to the side and told him I actually got a chance to choose him out of a couple people, and just seeing how he was working brought him on board. He seemed like a good dude, and they gave me that opportunity, and I pulled him to the side and just told him they're gonna expect us to mess up, you know?
Yeah.
Because the second shift, we the only two brothers in charge back here,
Right.
and they're gonna expect us to mess up. So we didn't ever do that. So we did that for how long we worked together? 5 years.
Yeah.
I like. First of all, I'm really grateful that we have a platform, DJ, to have a show like this, because unfortunately, very rarely do I have a chance to meet brothers that is young with the entrepreneur mindset.
I'm not that young, though.
Well, when I say young,
No.
I'm saying you 50?
Almost.
You almost 50, but
40,
that's still
44.
44. Okay,
Yeah.
well that's still good,
Yeah.
and that's a compliment. You know, I
I'll
remember.
take it. I'll take
I
it.
remember. So back in the day, I used to think, because I started real young, and when the older guys say young, I will always say I ain't that young.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, but sometimes that's not always I'm putting you down. That's really a compliment, because what happens is you will bypass me if you stay on the track you're on right now. You follow me?
Yeah.
So that was a positive thing, but I understand where you come from, because I used to be in interviews after interviews. Are you young? And I just felt like, why you calling me young? But no, so you 43,
44.
44. Hey, buddy, he young. All right, he young, buddy. Okay, what you say? And so you 34.
Yeah.
Come on, that's great.
Yeah.
44, 34 entrepreneurs. You started in 2000 what?
2009.
Okay then, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. When y'all started the business?
Yep.
2009.
Okay,
2009.
okay.
Yeah.
Am I counting right?
Yeah.
I ain't counting right?
No, I
We
don't
started
think
in 2009.
So how many years ago was that?
so. 9.
9.
9 years.
Yeah.
So mine is 9, you what?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
How old were you?
35.
35.
Yeah.
And when you were what?
25.
Okay, y'all. 25, 35, starting a business. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And that's what I'm talking about. So there's entrepreneurs here in Battle Creek. What was it? Y'all from Battle Creek. You from Battle Creek? I didn't get that part. You from Battle Creek, went to Battle Creek Central. You saw a lot of stuff. Something triggered in your head, and this is, again, not a attack on anybody who's in the factory, said, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. What was that seed? What was that message? What did you hear? What dream did you dream? What speech did Dr. King say? Barack Obama? I mean, I wish I could take the credit, but y'all don't come to my church, so I can't get any credit. Where'd that come from?
Just being burned out, working a lot of overtime. And
You just got tired.
just got burned out.
I say,
And then actually, like I say, when it slowed down, not knowing, like I didn't have any college or nothing, so I said I gotta have something back to fall back on.
Okay.
So that was my plan.
I say for myself, my demeanor has always been I like to be different. I like to do what the crowd doesn't do. I'm the strange guy in a way. You know, I don't follow crowds. I don't get into what everybody else does. So I seen, not that school is a bad thing, but I seen the pattern that it was lying. For me to work well with others, to work in somebody else's Fortune 500 company. and I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be my own company. I wanted to be my own boss. So years ago, I had a barber that would come to me. He worked at the VA, and he'd come to our house and cut our hair. And I asked him one day, I never thought I'd be cutting hair in the first place. I originally wanted to be an architect. But noticing that you go to school sometimes, 6 to 8 years, you're so much in debt, and then at the end of it, you go and get an interview and they ask you what type of experience you have. You can't have none if you don't have the opportunity. So I wanted to put the ball more so in my own hands. He helped by, like he said, he coached me into talking me into doing it. But I always knew at some point in my life I'd be doing my own thing. And that's really what pushed me, wanting to be my own man.
So before Tony approached you, you'd already had an idea of what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So the conversation just kind of fell in line.
Yeah. I remember having a
I found
altercation
out
at work with my boss, and it felt like everything I did, I was getting singled out. You know, I wasn't no bad worker. And she was asking me to do some things that she wasn't asking of others. Sometimes that comes with, leadership. So I'm like, okay, I'll play the system. I'll follow along with your rules. But when I get my opportunity, I'll show you how a company is supposed to be ran. Because I think some people just it's a power struggle. You want to feel like you're in charge so you can feel important, like you somebody. But I feel like that anyways. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm like, I'm gonna take it, work it how it's supposed to be worked, so everything is smooth. It don't take because I said you do so. You should be able to lead by example. So I'm all about example.
So phase one, where the name come from? Phase one.
It was our first phase, our phase one.
DJ, I'm kind of way outdated. Was there a group called Phase One?
I don't believe so.
Am I that bad? My fault. Okay. All right, so, okay. Phase one. So that means y'all gonna have another phase? That's your game plan?
That's the plan.
So if I came into your shop,
You have to make an appointment.
Oh, I gotta make an appointment?
You got to download this app we use.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't just walk in?
You used to could, but it just wasn't productive. And
What?
It wasn't productive.
Well, hold on before you tell about your app, man. I like that. Before you tell about the app, what is the, as the new generation say, what is the vibe you want a customer to feel when you walk into your barbershop? If I'm using the right word, vibe, right?
Yeah, that's...
What's that vibe you want your customers to feel?
I want them to feel, first of all, comfortable when they walk through the door. That way, anybody that comes through the doors, I don't care what your age is, I don't care what your color is, you're comfortable. We have it to where the atmosphere is so laid back you can come, sit in the barber chair, get a haircut, and fall asleep. You that comfortable. It happens all the time.
My man.
We want it to where it's just a family-friendly and respectable barbershop. We don't want no hoopla, all this extra. No, we don't play that.
No, and that was always the plan. That was part of the plan before we opened up, that it was gonna be like that. We was gonna have a no cussing shop. You can bring your woman and bring your kids, and ain't gonna be no weed, ain't no gambling, ain't none of that going on. You come in, get your hair cut, and get treated. Yeah, it's your time to relax. It's your time to get your
So I like this. So tell me about your app. So y'all have an app?
We got an app we use called The Cut.
It's called The Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I have to download Cut on my phone.
Yep, you can get it in the App Store or the Play Store.
Apple. I'm Apple. I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah, it's
so I can
in there
download
too.
from Apple.
Yeah.
CUT.
I'm an Apple guy. Yeah.
You an Apple guy too?
I'm an Apple guy
The
too.
Cut.
You gotta be. You an Apple guy?
No.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
We do this at work.
Yeah, don't y'all get me started with that.
Butter, you're not an Apple guy.
Android for life.
Don't worry about it.
No.
Okay, so I like that. So there's another level of it, and then I'll just schedule my appointment.
Mm-hmm. Right off your phone.
How many barbers do you have? Just you two, or you got other people there?
We got another barber we just hired about a month ago. Yeah. So it's been 9 years though. It was just me and him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So DJ, you've been here for a long time. You ever hear about these brothers?
I've never heard. It's been about 7 or 8 years.
And we still get that though.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. What's going on with the Michael Jordan? How is that affecting y'all? Or y'all do beards now? I know y'all got the big shiny beards. DJ, yours not like theirs.
No, it's not. But I was gonna ask him if I could come in and get get a different type of shape. You guys do that? I want to get lined up the professional way.
If it's hair,
keep it that
we
way.
can cut it. I don't care what you want, we can do it.
Are you trying to say because mine is gray?
No, that's the new look. Well, I mean, when I think
can't
of,
do that.
what's the guy played for
James
Hardaway?
Harden. James Harden.
James Harden. He's the one that kind of brought that, didn't he? So
I
that's the new.
couldn't
Is
pull
that
that.
part of y'all? But is that part of a cut? People come in for the beard. Is that part of?
Yeah, you can.
So you got. Go ahead and name them off. You got your haircut. You got your fades.
We just it's all included. It's either you get a haircut, you can get a lineup. We even do ladies' eyebrows. We don't limit ourselves.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my man.
Yeah, we do everything.
Straight hair, don't matter.
Straight hair.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was part of the shop plan too. Is everybody feel comfortable.
Okay.
Don't matter, black, white. It don't matter. You come in here and
I
feel
like that.
comfortable. Conversation gonna be respectable, and everybody can feel comfortable.
So where do y'all want to? Where y'all see yourself in, let's say, 3 years? Where would y'all like to see yourself regarding phase one? Your company in 3 years.
Well, that's a good question.
More employees,
I
bigger
say
shop.
I say 3
More
years.
employees.
I want to. The ultimate goal is to be booked from open to close every day. That's the ultimate goal. Bring other barbers on board. Bring another aspect to a barber shop, because everybody used to. When you tell, we took a somewhat of a trim of customers when we decided to go appointment only. We expected that. We knew that was going to happen.
Some people, you lost some people.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
We expected that. Reason being, people don't like to be accountable. Some people don't want to set an appointment and show up to that appointment. Some people just want to walk in when they feel like it, ask how many heads you got. You might got 20 people sitting in front of you, and we have had back and forth conversations with people that really think there's something wrong with knowing what time you want to come to the barbershop, get straight in the chair, and get straight back out. People don't value their time, and that's one thing that forced us to go to appointments, because I realized one summer people were coming in and talking about what they did for the whole summer, and I'm sitting behind the chair like, what did I do this summer? And I thought about it. I was behind that same chair the whole summer. I had no life. So a part of being an entrepreneur and having your own business, you have to give yourself life. You can't just work, because it's just as demanding as working in a fort or anything else. I've had times where I worked from 7 in the morning to 11 at night, and no lunch. If you take a lunch, people get offended. You know what I mean? And it's like everybody gets a lunch or a break, but when you recognize we've been conditioned to only think certain ways a lot of times. So when you do something different, it shakes the world. But once people start figuring out, okay, I can really get in and get out without having to wait for 10, 12 people in front of me, I still got my whole Saturday. It's a whole nother thing.
It's just more productive.
Very, very, very so. And it's just wise, smart. So Monday through Saturday, or just Tuesday through Saturdays?
Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturdays. So let me ask this question, and really, really impressed. One of your favorite books you read? You read something. I'm just telling you that right now. By the way you talk, you're reading something. Yeah. So I'm just asking you, just give me one of your books or an author. I'm just curious.
One of my favorite books, the first book that got my mind changing, was I'd say Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was one of my favorites. That changes your mindset of how you look at business. That changes your mindset of how you approach it, to where you're trying to take yourself out of just being a worker to being an actual boss.
What about you, Tony?
What was the question?
Your favorite book or one of the books you're reading? You two are definitely philosophically intelligent, and you're not just out here doing it. I can just tell by the conversation. I can tell Y'all doing some YouTube reading. You're doing something, and it's very good to hear. It's very rewarding from my end, okay? I'm just trying to figure out what some of the knowledge you read, Tony.
I read a lot of different stuff.
I know, just give me one of your books. Or one of your authors, or one of the guys you listen to.
I've been on that Hidden Colors the past year.
Hidden Colors, y'all. You talking real suave.
I've been on that Hidden Colors the past year.
Hidden Colors for a minute. Okay. Good. So, it's young brothers like y'all, and again, that's not negative. That's a positive thing. We need to be able to share. People like I'm not a grant person. I'm not one of those kind of people that go after the political thing. But eventually I'm going to go down that road. But there's times when we talk to people and we come off as if we don't have enough intelligent brothers. And see, today is another example that's not true. See, because I'm listening to two entrepreneurs that basically said, no disrespect to the factory, but I was tired. I was a manager. I'm giving 20 hours. I'm making $20, but I stepped. See, that's a very, very beautiful story, but we never hear about that. And if you would have never came on the show, I would have never known that, because sometimes we hide our jewels, and to you two are jewels, and I really commend you both for what y'all are trying to do. With that, I always try to figure out how we can assist in those areas. But before we go further, tell me more about, where you trying to go personally. I got the phase one, get more clients, but where you see yourself? Do you see yourself, Tony, getting into politics? Do you see yourself being a preacher? Do you see yourself? Tell me where y'all see yourself going the next? Personally, man, personally.
I don't see preacher, but
you don't see preacher.
But
okay.
But I don't think people never know either.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
What would I like to be doing? I would like to be with the shop, as far as the shop be more involved with, I think, with the community.
Okay.
Me and Mitch got a couple ideas that we wanted to try and do for 2019. So.
Have you heard of a lady named Brenda Hunt? You personally?
No.
Have you?
No.
Okay. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, all of you community people, we got two entrepreneurs that is doing something positive in the community. You even heard their strategy. You saw the rationale why they doing the whole calendar thing or the whole app, teaching responsibility. This is a prime example of organization that could use help from a foundation perspective, but they don't even know y'all exist. It's important that the Kellogg Foundation and the Community Foundation broaden your scope. There's a whole lot of young brothers out here and young ladies doing great stuff. Prime example right here. Because what happens is they only know certain people. There are foundations out there that can help expand your vision just because of what y'all just said today. Just a little small component of keeping people responsible. I want y'all to do the app, not because I'm all big and bad, but I want to live a life too. I want to manage my life, and I can't manage my life sitting behind a chair hoping you're going to walk in. Positive stuff. DJ, what you think about that?
I think that's great. I think it's an excellent idea. And I'm surprised that other businesses like yours haven't done the same thing. Because like you said, you don't know if somebody's going to show up or not. You could be there for 3 or 4 hours just waiting there. Right. Time is money. Right. You got the lights on, you got electricity going, so I think that's a very smart move.
Right. Did y'all have a hard time when y'all first got started by your, let me put it this way. When a person starts a new church, other church members may have issues. When a person started, we don't have nothing else. We don't have a grocery store, so you can't use that example. We have absolutely nothing. We own nothing in Battle Creek. I don't want to get on my soapbox. We own nothing, absolutely nothing. We own churches and we own barbershops. That's it. Did y'all have any flat challenges when y'all, or were y'all embraced when y'all went out there?
It was challenging because it was slow, so we spent a lot of time not making no money, twiddling our thumbs.
They had to check you out. They had to know what you knew how to do.
Oh yeah, for sure. But not any flack as far from the other shops or nothing.
Okay.
It's always been. We just do our own thing. You know, try to provide them with something different, just a professional, comfortable place. So it's with the appointments. So it's just.
DJ, because you and I, we've been here for a minute. Butter been here for a minute. Who all out here? I know Tommy.
Tommy, Reggie.
Who is Reggie? Where Reggie? That's one cross street?
Reggie Camp, on North Avenue.
Okay. There's somebody across the street from Tommy. It used to be the NAACP building. What place is that called?
Brian.
Huh?
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, I don't
Brian?
know. I don't know.
Okay, that's 3. You 4.
Isn't there a spot on, off of 20th Street?
Morse?
Who's that?
5.
Isn't there a spot off of 20th Street?
20.
So we're going to say about 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Probably.
5 or 6 in Battle Creek.
Yeah.
But you're not, you guys are doing everybody. You do black, white, whoever could send this here.
Yeah.
Do you have a white clientele?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, y'all go there?
Yeah.
Oh, this where you go, Butter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, married too.
Oh, Mary, you go you get your eyebrows.
No, she cut all of my hair off.
Oh, okay. All right. What'd you say, Tiffany?
Ronnie go there.
Oh, Ronnie go there too? Okay.
Yeah, if I do Ronnie.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. Okay, okay. DJ, where you go, man?
I go to DJ.
Yeah.
But I'm going to check him out because I want to see what's
Yeah,
up.
I like to just see his place. I'm going to go on
You got shaved heads too?
I'm going to go on your app and just say I'm coming in.
Straight razor?
If that's what you
can.
want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do that.
can.
Hot towel, we do all
Okay.
the.
All right.
If
do all
every
the
haircut
service.
come with a razor lineup, we gonna do
Yeah.
that. When we started, many didn't do that. When we went to barber school, we went with a purpose. Us working, how we were working, we had to get a loan to do it. Or I think he paid, but you can't play with your money. When you decide to do something like that, and that type of money, $10,000, then you can't play with that. So when we were at barber school, a lot of people wouldn't do certain hairstyles. Or you see somebody with straight hair come through, they take off the other way, and we bring them on. We want whatever come through the door outside of a pet, we cutting it. You know what I mean?
We had
If
a
it
real
get that
good
bad, we
instructor.
cut them too.
So,
I got a quick question.
Go ahead,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
I always thought that when you started, you wanted to be a barber, you had to sit in a chair under an experienced barber for a while, or somebody who was established. I always thought you had to do that first.
That's
not like that
old
at all.
apprenticeship.
That's
You
old
go
school.
get
Yeah.
when we went 2,000 hours, 1,000 haircuts, and then you go to the state board and test out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you all being still at that age to make some things happen. I've always wanted to do this, and I've already asked a few of the older barbers, and they basic response was, the need is not there. So let me ask you two. You all went to Kalamazoo. Would a school in Battle Creek do well? I'm talking about the place to get the license. Or is
It's
that
crossed our minds a thousand times.
Yeah, we've been there.
We done already, we done been down that road. We don't want to give out a whole lot of ideas and stuff.
I know competition, but that's been on my mind for a long time.
Yeah, but
Because everybody's going to Kalamazoo or they're
you
going to
have to-
Lansing.
Yeah.
What would it take for you two to be an instructor?
1,000 more hours.
1,000 more hours, yeah.
And 1,000 more hours in layman terms, like what? A week, a month?
It's like a
It's about a
year.
year.
About a
if
year?
you're full time, a year.
And then that means you would have to, you won't be a cut, so you won't you would like lose your money, right? If you take the 1,000 hours, you can't cut anymore, correct?
Well, we can go part time.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
We can go part time. We can go like Monday through Wednesday, but we're not trying to give all our ideas out.
No, we don't have to give out any ideas. We could just partner. That's all. Because
And I'm definitely with that.
yes, sir. I'm saying if y'all really think we can get some school going on in Battle Creek, we can definitely talk about that for real. Because we can help be the funding and we can make it happen. And again, on the talk show, we will create another entity for a group of people that have a desire to get off the plantation. People hate when I use those kind of words. I don't mean harm when I say plantation, because plantation has nothing to do with color. Plantation just says, I need my freedom so I can be with my family, be with my children, be with my wife, be with my community, be with my church or whatever. And as long as I'm confined, then I'm on a plantation. So please don't take words like that offensive. Just take it as these young brothers decided to get up, and I commend them. In 1934, a guy named Henry M. Morgan established Tyler Barber College, the first national chain of barber colleges for African Americans in Tyler, Texas. The college spread until nearly 80% of all black barbers in America and were trained at Morgan School. And what I saw interesting is, this is current news. It said it is estimated that there are 41,340 barbershops in the U.S. Did y'all think that was kind of accurate number?
Yeah,
I believe it.
I thought maybe more.
Yeah. And it said over 200,000 beauty salons. What kind of credentials y'all got to do to start doing the beauty thing?
That's not nothing I really want to do.
I feel you.
We do a lot of those parts in barber school.
Okay.
We perm rod.
I
And
got
we did
you.
all
Okay.
that stuff. That's when we decided that it ain't nothing we really wanted to do.
I got you. So what is what's your take when y'all see the Barbershop, the movie, the TV show Barbershop 1, 2, 3, whatever? Is that what you think about that talk?
I think they accurate about how most barbershops are. It's really a sanctuary where people come together and really talk. It could be sports, it could be politics, it could be religion, it's everything. A lot of people come to the barbershop and get information that they didn't know. You can really come to the barbershop and learn some things. It ain't all negative, it ain't all bad experiences. It's a family at the end of the day. You come together and you see somebody often, and what a lot of people don't notice is, whether they know it or not, they're on a schedule anyway. Some people come and get their hair cut at the same time every week. We know who to expect. We know when to expect. So you're already on a schedule. You just don't realize a lot of times. So we get the same people. We know who to expect. If we ain't seen you, where you been? We missing you. You all right? But it's really it's a family. It's nothing more, nothing less.
Now you said Melvin McKnight goes to your place?
Oh yeah, he been.
So, but he's not doing the app. So,
He
what?
doing the app. He
wait,
doing
hold
the app.
up.
He even promoting the app.
He's on the app.
He's on the app.
You know what? We were going somewhere. I think we were going to. We had a schedule to do something really important, but he said he had to make his appointment. It's like y'all got him scared, man. I didn't like that, man. I ain't like that, man. I can't even get him at church like that. We was gonna do something, and brother was like, "No, I gotta make this appointment." Brother, you remember that, brother? He was like, "I gotta make this appointment." But see, he didn't tell me he got 2 bullies. I didn't know y'all doing that.
Well, no, see, what we do is if you miss your appointment and you don't give us a heads up.
What?
If you miss your appointment,
Go ahead, keep going.
You don't give us a heads up. You got an hour to give us a heads up notice. If you don't, no call, no show. You still got to pay for that service.
See? So why y'all get mad at me at church if I feel the same way?
Hey.
See, you see that? Everybody got rights because they losing money.
Losing money.
I have legitimate degrees. I didn't get my stuff off the internet. Went to real schools. I got folks cancel appointments with me all the time. Can I tell them from now on because of what y'all said?
You could. Hey. You don't get that time. Your time priceless.
Man.
You don't get that back.
My man. Y'all hear what he said? My time is priceless.
Time.
You don't get it back.
that's the way we try to look at it with our
And that's
clients
life too, yeah.
With
Because
our
everybody else
clients.
do it. Doctor offices do it.
Yeah.
Y'all time
Lawyers
is
do it.
important. Our time is
Yeah.
important.
That makes you a professional, and I appreciate that. Really, I really, really do. DJ, jump in, man. I'm impressed with these two
I
brothers.
am too. I think that's pretty good. So you know pretty much like somebody, whatever they want, you know how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
So do you give yourself like a 10 or 15 minute cushion at the end of an appointment for somebody to come in and make theirs?
Every
10, we
30
get some-
minutes.
Our
Every 30
appointments
minutes.
set up every 30 minutes, but we give people 10 minutes to be late. You know, we might be 10 minutes behind. Some people here a little harder.
Right.
Might take a little longer.
Okay.
But even if we're a little behind, you next.
So no appointment exceeds 30 minutes.
No,
It
sometimes
might-
it do.
it might-
Some
it
people
might
come
take
in there
40.
and they ain't touched their head since we last touched it. You know what I mean? It might be a month since we seen them. So
Right.
you gotta kind of give some leeway. So we give them a 10-minute window for if you're gonna be a little late. If up to 10 minutes you ain't said nothing or showed up,
Right.
we expect you not to be coming.
So if I show up 15 minutes late, I'm in trouble.
You in trouble.
You in
missed
trouble
my
unless you
appointment.
call.
Unless I call.
Unless you
Yeah.
call, and
Okay.
you know,
Okay. So,
we gonna
how long will
work
it take you to shave me? Give
Gonna
give
take me
give
about
give
30
shave?
minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Takes that long?
for that in your beard?
Okay. Okay.
Get you
Okay.
together. I'm gonna put the razor on you, get you all
Right.
the way together.
Right. I mean, I kind of want to, I'm gonna let it grow out a little bit, and I want it down a little lower.
I got you.
Okay.
Got you.
Make sure you download that.
Okay.
So while I was doing the research, the median annual, and you all don't have to share your information, but they're saying for those that are considering to get into this business, they said the median annual salary for a barber is $28,000. I guess that's probably based upon if they're the owners or if they're working for a company. But I was kind of intrigued. Barbers still serve as the avenue for men, whether they want to own a barbershop or just work in one. But also a barbershop provides this sort of a central hub. And I think that's really huge because, again, if you don't have the church, you got the barbershop. That's it. I mean, I guess you can add the liquor store in that hub, but the truth is, I think it was Ronnie that told me, and I'm not advocating it, even though it's a reality, that there's no clubs in Battle Creek. Is that what Ronnie said today?
I think that's what he said, yeah.
All right, so there's no clubs in Battle Creek, so there's really no safe haven for, and again, this is not just for blacks, but there's no safe haven for our own people to gather except for a barbershop or church. Now, I want to ask you two questions because y'all very intelligent, and do not allow my position to make you change your answers because I really respect y'all and I love to hear. My son is 23, so he constantly keep me current and conscious, and my daughter do the same. So I'm not a naive guy. What is your take on religion?
I'll go first. Religion, to me, religion is just doing the same thing repetitively. Religion, I don't think that's what denominations as far as Christian and all this other stuff goes. That's not what it's about. Religion is just doing something religiously. I go to church every Sunday. Matter of fact, I was in the meeting that you showed up at Maranatha. I was there a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I'm deeply in church. I think it's a good thing if used the right way. Church should be where people come together and use their resources, pull their resources together to better your community. That's basically what I think it's for. Some people abuse it. Some people lose the trust of the people to where people don't want to go to church no more, and they looking at what the pastor or whatever did, and they might not have been living up to what they say they about. So when you do that, you kind of turn a lot of people off. Sometimes I think people can be too churchy. If you come to me and everything you talk about is church, you're not real to me, because everything ain't church, and I go every Sunday. So I think you gotta have a balance with everything. If you get too much of one thing, it can be bad for you, including church. So I think religion, church, spirituality, it's all relevant, but it got to be used the right way.
Tony, what you think?
I'll piggyback off what he said. It really doesn't matter, what denomination it is. But I think everybody needs some type of spirituality, some type of religion. I guess that goes back thousands of years. People have been beefing about, religion and which is right and what is wrong. But I just think as long as you got something that keep you grounded, keep you trying to do better, constantly improving yourself, then that's religion.
Okay. That's a good response. I was just curious because obviously, as you stated, there's a difference between religion and a relationship with the Creator, and we were trying to stress that. So and I'm trying to remember. I think I do remember seeing you now. Did you have a suit on?
Nope.
That wasn't you? No, I don't remember you then.
Yeah, we wearing
Everybody wear beards now, so.
I done met you a couple times.
Looking like with the beards. I can't tell. You met me a couple times?
Yeah, another time we was doing we had a skating at the church. You were up there with the Facebook Live, and I talked to you a couple times.
Yeah.
It's hard to know one person. You everywhere, so I don't take offense by you not knowing me. I'm in the backgrounds most of the time, anyways. But
okay.
Yeah,
I'm so glad to meet you now.
Yeah,
like
likewise.
I said, my man Tony said we was in the car together. What year was that, Tony? I mean, how long ago was that, man?
I was probably about 12, so probably 30-some years ago.
But why would you be in the car with me? What was I doing?
You asked me, I think it was me, and it might have been Joe Bogan. And you took the Trans Am, red Trans Am, and you shot us all around town 100 miles an hour. I'll never forget. 30-some years ago, I still remember it. I think we might have got a little air over there by the Vohead, too. And I was in the back seat. I was in the back seat scared to death.
Why would I do that, DJ?
Huh? I got a story too about you going fast.
Well, no, we don't need to tell those stories. Okay. Man, I am just so excited.
Your brother married me and my wife.
Huh?
Your brother?
Okay. Yeah,
Bishop.
he did. Okay, performance ceremony. Okay, good. If you got any questions for Mitchell or Tony, let us know. And DJ is following. I am just so, man. I'm just excited to know of these two. I've been with Denny from day one because I'm a loyal guy, and then I've been with Tommy, and I remain loyal. But I'm definitely gonna go on the app and go and visit these brothers because I love. Again, y'all, they're bigger than the barbershop. You got these brothers that got a dream. They told you how they got started, and I want to be able to help. Not just being a client to them, but help them go to another level because there's resources out there. But sometimes you got to be in the know to know the know. And that's what these conversations are all about, to get you in the game because what y'all are doing is so positive. And again, it's not just cutting hair, but they're trying to also change lives and be very, very positive. What's going on with these young brothers killing each other? And our community look like we're suffering. What is your solution? You got everybody out there talking. You got, I'm doing what I'm doing, church doing what they're doing. We're rallying around. What is your take on that first, Mitchell, and then Tony? What can we do to maybe try to help slow that thing down? What's lacking? What's missing? And, were y'all once young, crazy out your mind? Because I don't know. Were y'all once one of them young fellas out there just doing your thing?
I ain't never been that guy. I'll keep it real. I've been blessed to have both my parents, and that's, I think, it helped me tremendously. A lot of people don't have that, and I recognize that. I don't brag about it, but I know that if it wasn't for my upbringing and the family, even past my parents, my grandparents and all that, I wouldn't be who I am. I think that's what's missing right now in a lot of families is a family. We don't hold each other accountable as a community anymore. I could see such and such down the street from me, and they young kids, they cussing and fussing and everything else, and like ain't no grown folks around, and the community is missing. The backbone ain't there anymore. As far as the kids going around killing and this, is a reason why you don't don't see me on Facebook. I'm not against it, but I think people use it the wrong way a lot of times. And people regurgitate what they see on a daily, and they don't have no identity of their own, because you reached and looked at what everybody else saying, and that done formed who you are. That's just the same as having my family form who I am. If all you do is being raised by internet, Facebook, TV, and all them reality shows, then it ain't real. I just think that the parents need to get back in these kids' lives. They need to have some accountability, stop rewarding negative behavior, stop letting the tablets and everything raise your kids. And I don't have any, but I know what I see. We just got to be more responsible and stop letting especially our African Americans, quit letting them fail.
So, brother, you 30 what?
34.
You're not married?
No.
You have no children?
No.
You 34?
34.
Boy, platinum on here.
Platinum. I mean, man, we just had Lance on here. I'm gonna come up with like the top 10 bachelors of Battle Creek. You 34.
34.
No children.
No.
Owner of a shop. Man. My man. My man. Okay, granddaddy, go ahead. Go ahead. Well, give me, because they said we got about 5-something minutes. I need you to give us some advice, some wisdom of what you think we could do, maybe to try to resolve some of these concerns.
I just think definitely got to have dads back in people's life. It's a big part of keeping the kids on track. We deal with a lot of kids. We see a lot of different types of kids coming into the shop every day. So we see where it's definitely a need, and we see some things that could be improved.
And you seeing the mamas bringing their sons, aren't you?
Seeing the mamas. I was just about to say that too.
Mamas bringing the sons.
And I always wonder, sometimes even, you cut the dad and then they don't come in with the kid, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's just, I definitely feel like family is the biggest thing, and definitely dads when it comes to these guys out here.
Now you say cut the dad, what you mean by that? I'm trying to catch it.
I'm saying like you might cut pops and then moms will bring the son in later on in the week. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm slow.
He's saying
it's important to know.
You cut the dad on
cut
Monday.
his hair.
Oh, cut the dad. Okay.
Dad on Monday.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
I got you. And then dad don't even bring that child in.
Right.
I got you.
Right.
I'm kind of slow, y'all. Y'all help me out. Listen,
But
go ahead, bud.
we want them to feel comfortable by doing that, because I know a lot of women don't feel comfortable going to the barber shop. So that was the other part of, we want them. We want y'all to come. We take care of them.
You got 2
minutes.
I am excited. We are going to be going live the first of the year. Just to let everybody know that. You'll be able to call in. So it's going to be a real, real good show in the future. But I'm just excited for these brothers that I met today. You know what? What can I say? I met some jewels. We're going to definitely go check out this shop, and we're going to do everything. Now, I was told I need to change this song. Somebody said it's too depressing, but you know what? I'm gonna stay with the change gonna come for a little longer. It's not designed to make you feel depressed. It's just to say, a change is coming. And I always close by giving honor to my ancestors. My father's side of the family, my grandmother Gussie Smith, and my grandfather, where I got my name from, Edward West Smith, and then my father, Hugh Smith Sr. They're all passed on now, and I thank God for them. My mom's side of the family, again, they're both passed away. My grandparents, Ruby Elizabeth Perry and Leo Dale Perry Sr. But thank God my mom is still alive with us, and we love her daily. Again, the tribe of Issachar said you have to know the season and the time. And these brothers today share some really good points. I think we should try to encourage everyone when they're doing the right thing and continue to just connect. That's what's all about. I'm going to contact association. Say, hey, here's some young men without making a compromise with their convictions are. We do the right thing. That's what I am happy to have heard about.
AccessVision. Your voice, your community.
Great potential